Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. We're standing in front of the new house, or new base, or layer, whatever you want to call it. Pick a synonym. This one's for you, Voidable. Let me start off with that. This is for Voidable. He's gonna know what I'm talking about. And we'll let you guys in on the joke a little later. But basically what I've done here, that is all one chunk. The square on the map, it's one chunk. And since I have to be chunk conscious, I figured I would try to not make it in a cube necessarily, or a square if you're looking at it from the top. So I'm going to make this tower go up. Is that a wisp? I heard a wisp. I have more problems with those damn things than anybody. I don't know what the deal is. Anyhow, so I'm going to make this tower go up, and I don't know what I'm going to put at the top, but yeah, there is a wisp. Why is that here? I just moved to get away from him. This is not cool. So I don't know if I'm going to do Thaumcraft at the top of it or what, or if it's just going to be like a big monument to something, or a, iconic landmark or whatever. But I need more quartz. I think Voidable left some in a chest for me. I was going to make the thing round, but I kind of like it like this, and I don't really know what I'm going to do decoration-wise, but I definitely am not going to be able to make the inside of the structure in this shape, because I won't have enough room for machines. But I figured I'd put all of the EU stuff in one room, and all of the MJ stuff in another room, and applied energistics maybe in this room. I'm not really sure. So before I go through this portal, I want to prepare you for this. During the live stream yesterday, I streamed for about 4 hours. I got a lot done. I played the how much stuff can I cram into a small area game. So be aware of that before we walk through here. Okay, here we are. The server crashed. It always seems to do that when I am recording. I think Sam has a script set up, so, it just crashes every so often. But anyway, what I was saying, I was playing the let's see how much stuff I can cram into a small amount of space game. And by the way, that stuff I use is abyssal stone. It's I think it's Railcraft. It is kind of a replacement for the basalt, but you cannot make micro blocks out of this, or at least I couldn't when I tried the other day. So what I've done in here, I've got all the industrial craft machines over here. They're all running off three geothermal generators, and I got the centrifuge, and I put lava in it. It's feeding from the Tesseract, and this is a little under 24-hour period. So I really like this because I only had 4 stacks of copper, and I spent most of my iron making all of this stuff. The centrifuge doesn't help that, but it's kind of nice because iron's easier to find than copper. But I've got the blast furnace over here, an electrolyzer, the plate bending machine, which is actually pretty cool. It's faster than it was before, or not before. I mean, it's faster than I thought it would be. It's a new machine. The benefit to this that I see is that you can use AE to make your plates, and then the plates just craft into mixed metal ingots in a regular crafting grid. You don't need the rolling machine anymore. And of course I got my macerator, furnace, compressor, extractor, etc. I did enough Thaumcraft research to get the boots of the traveler, and that's really awesome because they repair. I just threw my assembly table in the middle, and I've been swapping out energy cells to power it because I don't really have a source of MJ yet. Speaking of which, let me make sure that all my coal has finished. Not quite. But the oil out here, I actually didn't do this part in the live stream. I just had to do it because I lost my turtle in the oil. I made a pump and I filled up a railcraft tank with about 3,200 buckets of oil, and that wasn't even half of it. So that was a really big oil deposit. We can go downstairs and check it out in a second. All of the doors here, we were messing around with Router Joe the other day, and we turned all of his base into the pink planks, which is eucalyptus, and this is the door that it makes. So I just crafted the other doors because I wanted to see what they look like. There's the ghost wood. That red one is that firewood, or bloodwood, or whatever it is. This is the redwood, and the redwood trees are probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 blocks in diameter. So you've got the wood on the inside, and you've got the bark, which is actually a block thick. So you can make a bark door, and if you hollow out a tree and put your door on the outside, it's basically camouflage because it just looks like all the other bark. So that's pretty cool if you wanted to do something like that. What else did I change? Nothing really. We added the iron chest mod. We added, or we updated extra utilities. So there's this thing called the golden bag of holding that I want to make. It's supposed to hold 2 double chests worth of anything. Kind of like a canvas bag, except more. So I've really been looking for something like that. But we finally got it, so that's going to be good. And if we come down here and look, this sphere right here, this was a sphere. And the oil, after I filled up this railcraft tank over here, 3,200 buckets, I actually filled it up and then made it 2 blocks taller because it was just so much stuff. But once I filled that up, it was only down to about that top layer of, well, probably this torch right here. So everything below that torch was still full of oil, which is pretty crazy. That's a lot. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do with all the oil. I don't want to use, well, I was going to say I don't want to use biofuel this time, but that is incorrect. And let me climb the ladder and I'll tell you why. I don't want to use combustion engines. We're going to use something that is much better. And I'll make it, but I'm not going to set it up because I have to figure out where I'm going to put it. I still need to make a tree farm, which we'll do in the next episode because I don't think we're going to have time today. So if we look here, here's the golden bag of holding. We're going to craft this in a second. If you look up biofuel, it's purple. That's because it's Mine Factory Reloaded now. The old biofuel is now called ethanol. Here it is. And I'm not sure what about gas and methane. I haven't messed with that. But ethanol. So you can see combustion engine 4 MJ, biogas engine 5 MJ. We look at the biofuel again. 5 MJ in a biogas engine. The amount of ticks they run for is different. What I'm looking at is 16 MJ for 10,000 ticks in a biofuel generator, which is this thing right here. This is going to be probably my main MJ power supply because this one guy will make 16 MJ per tick. So how do we make this biofuel? It goes in a biogenerator, which is, or bioreactor, I think. Is that the one? Yeah, bioreactor, which turns plant things into biofuel. And you don't even have to power it. That's the awesome part about it. So I want to make one of these and one of these. Just so, you know, I can manually feed it reeds or saplings, or I don't think apples work in it. But the more different kind of plants you give it, like if you give it Supposedly, if you give it wheat seeds, melon seeds, and saplings all at once, it's supposed to be more efficient, or it produces more for what you're putting in it. So we're going to need a couple of factory machine blocks, and I'm going to have to make a fermented spider eye, of course. I think I just needed 3 pieces of sugar, a couple of blaze rods, which I have, pistons, and an oven. That's no problem. I don't think we made it into the nether last time. We'll get into liquid XP a little bit later. I'm going to have to figure it out. So we'll definitely get into that. I think we're going to go into the end a little later on this week to get some end stones so we can make soul shards. And I'm very unorganized right now. I think I'm going to need 2 of these. And I should have some plastic sheets around here somewhere. At least I thought I did. I may be able to make enough. Let me see. Oh yeah, totally. And if you haven't looked, well, if you're playing this pack, if you haven't looked at the AE recipes, they now require nether quartz for some of them. I thought I had more pistons too. I went on a bee hunt. We're going to get extra bees when it's ready, so I'm going to go ahead and start making the Imperial and Industrious guys so I can get the pollen and everything. I guess I don't have a regular piston anywhere. I probably could have crafted one in the time. Oh, here they are, figures. I probably could have crafted one in the time that it took me to see if I had one. And this project bench mod is pretty cool. The only bad thing about it is if you put more in there than a stack, or let's say if you put a recipe in, like you're making copper wires, and you shift click, well, it'll take as many copper wires as you can make, and then if there's any copper left here, like after you use all the rubber on the top and bottom, it'll make however many uninsulated copper wires you can make with what's in there. So I probably ought to go ahead and make a furnace as well. Let me get some of that. And let me see what else I'm going to need. Oh, I got to ferment a spider eye. So I need a spider eye, slime balls, and I think that's it. 1 spider eye. Good thing I didn't cook all the slime balls, because that would have been very bad. So let me see if I can make this work again. I'm going to do, I have to ferment the spider eye first. Oh, it's, isn't it a mushroom also? I don't think I've ever actually made a fermented spider eye. Yep, there we go. And the other cool thing about the project bench is it shows you what recipes in there. I don't know if I went over that last time or not. Alright, so bioreactor, 1 of those, and biogenerator, 1 of those. Booyah! So let's see how many saplings I have. I know I have a stack of them somewhere else. Let's get some sugar cane. And I really don't have any seeds. I haven't done a lot of farming yet. But we'll put these guys just right here for now. And I think if you put them next to each other, they'll actually output into each other, just like the other ones. So how about this? There's too much stuff in there to change. Let's put the biogenerator on this right here so that it connects. And we'll put the bioreactor right here. So if we put a stack of saplings in here, it's going to start working. It's doing its thing. It tells you what the efficiency is. It's automatically going to go into the biofuel generator. And as you can see, I'm already getting power. It doesn't have a thing to say, what it's actually making. You can only see how much it stores and, how much goes out of it. But it's just that simple. And I don't know that reads don't actually work, so no big deal. But I want to make a huge tank of this biofuel stuff and put it in the bioreactor. And what do I do with my energy cell? Let's pick that thing up. I don't think it has anywhere for the energy to go right now. So that thing is filling up very nicely. And you can see this thing holds 4 buckets of biofuel. And it has a little tank, and this one also has a little buffer for 8 buckets. So I'm really interested in using these guys together to make MJ for whatever we're going to need it for. I also think that it won't lag as much as an engine will, because it doesn't have the like the pumping motion that goes back and forth. So I think that might save a little bit of frame rate and a little bit of lag. Don't know for a fact, but you never know. So I just put 1 stack of saplings in there. You saw this thing was empty. We should get, what did it run at? It runs at 16 for 10,000 ticks, right? So we should get 160,000 MJ at least out of, I don't know if it's per bucket or what. Maybe it is. But we're still producing a surplus of this. So that 1 stack of saplings may very well fill up this energy cell. The beautiful thing is, and this is the awesome thing, the bio generator does not output electricity if there's nothing to take the electricity. So if I have my energy cell here, once it fills up, the biofuel generator will not keep pumping electricity into the system. At least in our preliminary tests, it didn't. So that is a really good thing about that. I no longer have to put a gate on an energy cell to kick engines on and off when necessary. I can just make these guys, and they sit there and wait, and then when something needs power, it gives them power. So it looks like we got about 4 buckets of biofuel from 1 stack of saplings. The other beautiful thing is you don't have to turn it into biomass and then turn it into whatever. You can just do it one time. I'm pretty sure they'll nerf this at some point because it seems too good to be true. And usually when stuff works really, really well like this, they go, oh yeah, we gotta change that. So this is now full. This still has a little bit left in it. 4 buckets plus a buffer. And our energy cell is charging away very happily. So those things are awesome. I want to look at the other MFR things as well. There are a bunch of new things. Some of which, sorry about that, I don't know what exactly they do. I mean, those two are fairly obvious. Disenchanter could come in handy. The auto spawner, obviously. Unifier, no idea what that does. Oil fabricator, lava fabricator, maybe. Deep storage unit, obviously. Liquid router, item router, ejector. I feel like I saw some other MFR stuff. Yeah, here's some. Most of these look like they go with the harvesting and the farming kind of things. Let's see if there's anything in the teens. No. Anything in the fours? Yeah. Fruit picker. Ooh, might have to check that one out. Auto anvil. Okay. And of course the red net stuff. Excuse me. Which is a little expensive for what it is. I mean, I can make an RS Norlatch without this for way cheaper. So I'm really excited about this. I know I don't get excited about things very often, but we still have 4 damn buckets of biofuel in here. You can't beat that. And a little reserve over here. So this is just awesome, in a word. So I want to make this bag of holding and check it out. Golden bag of holding. I'm going to need a gold block. Okay. And of course I have to compress this because I did not auto smelt some in the smeltery down below. I didn't know it needed a gold block. So we're going to need gold and three or 4 wool. So I just need to make a chest. And actually, I have like 27 chests in a chest over there, so, whatever. So, where did all my wool go? Oh, I have some in my inventory. Excellent. Let's put some mushrooms in this thing and see if the mushrooms work in that generator thing. Or the reactor, sorry. Oh, they do. You don't get that much from them, but, if you have some, you can just throw them in there. I know that seeds work. Let's try flowers. Is it possible to make a flower garden? Yeah, I didn't figure those would work. It was worth a shot. No big deal. I wish reeds would work, though. Alright, so we got our block of gold, and I think that is all we need. Sam goes, he Skypes me earlier, he goes, hey, we got the bag of holding. It's kind of expensive. And I said, I don't care how expensive it is. Give it to me. It supposedly holds a double chest worth of stuff. So I can put things like my wrench, some water buckets, whatever in there. But it's basically like, kind of like the alchemical bag is what I would compare it to from Equivalent Exchange 2. And there is an alchemical bag in here, but you can't craft it. I don't think it's ready yet. But this is definitely going to come in handy. I don't have to use the miner's backpack anymore. In fact, I'll just put it in there. And yeah, I'm so happy. This is such a great day. I got a biofuel generator that's still full of biofuel, and I got a golden bag of holding. Like the server not crashing when I started recording would have topped everything off. But so this is still up. We're already over 100,000 MJ, and maybe, well, that's not going to really matter. I would never get that much of a charge off of these 2 combustion engines because that oil is not very efficient at all. So, yeah. This is the mess that is our base right now. I'm going to start moving. I think what we'll do next episode, we'll do tree farm and or AE to start making the stuff. And I figure what we'll do is we'll make the AE thing first. We'll put everything on a few 1K or 4K discs, and then we'll just carry them over there in our golden bag of holding. And it'll basically just be like compact storage. What I'm thinking for the tree farm is using these guys in conjunction, just one set of them, and a harvester and a planter, Probably not a fertilizer because, I'd have to constantly supply it with bone meal, and I can't do that until we have a skeleton soul shard. Or actually, it's fertilizer now, not even bone meal. So, um, probably not the fertilizer, but I want to use like one set of these guys down there, and then all the extra saplings we can ship over to the base and make a big old tank of biofuel, and then use it to power like a ton of these. And as far as the EU power goes, I'm gonna make a bunch of solars. That's why I was making the plates here. It takes one of these per solar panel, for a low voltage solar panel. Here we go. You have to make one of these and some silicon plates. So I've basically been manually macerating a stack of cobblestone and into sand and throwing the sand in the electrolyzer. So I've got enough to make, once I blast furnace these, what'll this be, 6? So that's only three more solar panels, but the assembling machine, as you can see, it takes 80 seconds. The really funny thing, I set it down here where the centrifuge is yesterday, and this was all in the live stream. And when it was done, it actually put it in the geothermal generator because I guess the assembling machine will actually spit stuff out. What else can we make with that? Just solar panels? Yep, that's it. So that is probably it for this episode. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I did during the live stream and kind of check out those couple new things. I wanted to make all of the machines I'm going to need for IC2, basically so I know how much room to make. And I think what I'll do is probably like put the multi-blocks on one level, like the blast furnace. I still have to make the industrial grinder and the implosion compressor. And then I'll put like all of the single block ones down below, like the electrolyzer, the centrifuges, and stuff like that. Also, if you notice, you don't see any cable. These are Imibus covers. They go on conduit and fiber cable, and I haven't tried it with Liquiducts, but if it goes on the conduit right there, you can see, there's no gap, or there's no edge. It totally covers it up, so you can basically hide everything now, which is awesome. So that'll do it for this episode. Like I said, next time we'll probably do AE and or some sort of a tree farm, so we could start making biofuel and then get everything set up in the new base and start automating all the other stuff that we're going to need to automate. So, once again, I'll put the link to the live stream in the video description. It's 4 hours long. You can probably skip the first hour and a half, 2 hours. I was just, doing mundane things around the base. But I have a plugin enabled so that I can actually see my Twitch comments come up on the screen. So when people are typing questions or comments or whatever, you know what they said, and then you can hear how I replied. So you're not getting only one side of the conversation. Additionally, I can't forget this either. I made a Twitter so that whenever I start up a live stream, it'll automatically tweet out the URL. So if you're interested in catching a live stream, if I do one randomly during the week, then I'll put the link to that so you can follow me on Twitter. It's real easy. It's Aaron FTB. So if you want to do that, cool. If not, whatever. So if you have any questions, comments, etc., leave them down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.